Hi. It's Thursday. It is a Thursday, and I am here, and you are there, hopefully, either watching live or watching in reruns, because I'm very big in syndication. Another Thursday, Tobias the Adequate Troubadork Pandemic Coping Mechanism Non-Commute Show. Kind of show which will gradually gather more and more epithets attached to it until such time as the prisoner confesses. So, today, because I saw the redoubtable Gwendolyn posting about this show in the Renaissance podcast listing, I decided that today would be all about Renaissance Faire related songs. Fernando, we played Fernando yesterday. So we've got one traditional song, one filk, and two original songs, which may sound slightly different depending on whether you've heard me recently or whether or not I have just totally lost my tiny mind. Because in at least one case, totally lost my tiny mind might very well be where we are. So the first song is, of course, a traditional song, or it's written trad, T-R-A-D, period. Except when I do them, then it's Trod, T-R-O-D, period, because it sounds like I stepped on them a couple times. Well, that's my defense, and to it, that's my story, and to it I shall stick. The first song is The Rocky Road to Dublin, also known as the Endurance Rally, the Lung Capacity Tester, and oh dear God, the Irish hate everyone. You have to be drunk to sing this, because it's just... it goes on. Let's see if I can survive it. D minor. Deep breath. In the merry month of June, 'twas from me home I started, taught the girls at Twam were nearly broken hearted, saluted father dear, I kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears and smother, then off to reap the corn, leave where I was born, instead of top of horn and Cannish goes in Dublin, brand new pair of brogues, rattling o'er the bogs, frightening all the dogs, on the rocky road to Dublin, whack ballad-era, on the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack ballad-era. In Dublin next arrived, I thought it was a pity to be so soon deprived of view of that fair city. Well, then I took a stroll, all among the quality bundle it was stole. All need a locality, something crossed me mind. When I looked behind, no bundle did I find. Upon me stick a wobble, inquired for the road. They said, me Connacht brogue was not that much in vogue. On the rocky road to Dublin, whack ballad-era. On the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack ballad-era. In Mulligan there that night I rested limbs so weary, started by daylight, my spirits blithe and airy, took a drop of the pure to keep me heart from singing. That's the Paddy's cure when Aries went for drinking, to see the lassie smile, laughing all the while at the curious style could set your heart a bubbling. Ask if I was hired, wages I required, till I was nearly tired of the rocky road to Dublin. Whack for Law, up the Hare and turned her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin. Whack for Law. Oxygen deprivation. From that I got away, me spirits never failing, landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. The captain at me roared, he said, no room there, Hattie. When I jumped aboard, a cabin found for Paddy. Well, down among the pigs, they had some funny rigs. I danced some larky jigs of water round me bubbling. To Holyhead, I wish now I were dead. But he often said, on the rocky road to Dublin, whack the Law, on the Hare and turned her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack the Law. Are we going faster? The boys of Liverpool, oh, when we safely landed, called myself a fool. I could no longer stand it, blood began to boil me temper. I was losing poor old Aaron's Isle, well, they began to beat around me souls as I shillelagh I let fly. Galway boys came high, they saw I was a hobbling with a loud array. They quickly joined the fray, we quickly cleared the way for the rocky road to Dublin. Whack the Law, on the Hare and turned her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin. Whack the Law. Oh, really? Then I wrote, when I first arrived to a singing show, music I prepared, they glared like I was slow. Well, what you gonna play? I showed them all these songs, well, those ones are okay. A fella follow along if you play at a fair. Some songs you must prepare, some people will declare, well, we want the older ones. What else should I do? What song should I pursue? Some idiot told me true, sing the rocky road to Dublin. Why's the song so long? No place to fear or feel, I'll die a singing about the rocky road to Dublin. Why's the song so long? No place to sing, I fear I'll die a singing about the rocky road to Dublin. Why's the song so long? Why's the song so long? Why's the song so long? Well, I feel better. If I can get through that, I feel I can get through anything today, so that's nice. So here we are on a Thursday. I gotta remind, this is a Thursday. I do my shows Monday through Thursday most weeks. It's been a weird week. I did not do a show on Monday due to day job stuff. I will be going back into the office tomorrow to do yet more day job stuff, which is okay. I mean, they pay me to do the day job, so, you know, that's the way that works. And I'm all, got my shots. Yeah, Celtic punk take. That's, you know, I tell you right now, Tom, it's just a matter of, as I was learning the song and trying to get through it, I discovered two very important things. Number one, my lung capacity isn't what it used to be. And number three, my brain just decided that I had to write that last verse as a rebuttal to this bloody song. It's easier to do when there's more than one person singing it. I am only one person, so here we are. But I will be going back into the office tomorrow to do moving things around things. There's some like physical object moving that has to happen, and I can't do that from a keyboard at the home office, in the room known as Away, in the house known as Otodoki, in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas, where it is still far too cold. It's April. Barely getting into the 70s. The heck is that all about? Anyway, having gibbered about weather, let's gibber about something else, yeah? The next song I am going to do is a folk song. It is a loving folk song, an adaptation of a song called The Man Who Sold the World by Mr. David Bowie. It is, however, an adaptation of a cover of that song. We're still in tune, I'm amazed. Specifically, if I tried being multiple people, I can barely be me right now. Are you kidding? I have to hire... You know how many people I'd have to hire to be more than one of me? I'm telling you right now. But this is a cover of Nirvana's cover of David Bowie's song, The Man Who Sold the World. And when I thought about it, when I was listening to the song, there was a point I was, where the original song says, I thought he died alone a long, long time ago. And mine said, I thought he lived at home. He went driven home. It's like, oh, this is about a guy who lives on the Faire site. And that's what it is. So this is dedicated to all the kind, brave souls who spend the entire run of festival right there on Faire site. And for those who live out in Toontown by TRF, and the other strange encampments of glorious maniacs who live just outside of a Faire site all year long. this is a much quieter, calmer song than that last one. I met him at the fair. We spoke of where and when, although he was not there. He comped me as a friend, which came as some surprise. My act never caught his eye. I thought he'd driven home a long, long time ago. Oh no, not me. I never change my clothes. You're face to face with a man who lives at Faire. I laughed and shook his hand and drank from his own flask. Went back to my homeland, then I knew what I should have asked. I gazed there at all the folks at Faire. We should have driven home a long, long time ago. Oh no, not us. We never change our clothes. You're face to face with the folks who live at Faire. Try it again. Oh no, not me. I never change my clothes. You're face to face with the friend who lives at Faire. I would say that was about 70% successful. Yes, indeed. You know, Lisa, that is a common question. For those of you not familiar with the California side of the Faire world, there are a lot of very common questions, and you probably get them in the other fairs as well. I haven't heard them as much in Texas, but there's like, do you live here? Do you make that? And are you the queen? Also, is that real? Which has been applied to everything from a roaring campfire to a baby nursing. True stories. But yeah, there are definitely, there are Renaissance festivals where people do live on site, not just vendors. The Texas fairs, I think part of it is that the Texas fairs have permanent sites, the big ones. So people can, in fact, live above their booths. And a lot do. A lot of booths are built that way. In the California fairs, back when we had a permanent site at Black Point, there were many booths where people did, in fact, live there for the run of Faire. But nowadays, since everything is kind of build it up and tear it down, not quite so much. But that is all right. I do like that, Alicia. Usually the riffs are easier for me. Yeah, and I think it's really a matter of posture. If I was actually relaxed back like this and propping this thing up on my prodigious abdomen, I probably would have gotten those riffs a little bit easier. But it's all right. It's Thursday. We made it this far. And if you saw the preview and you saw the notes that are over, I think, on that side of the, or above in Facebook world, then you know what is coming. Ashley, you know what is coming, yeah? Yeah. So looking forward to it. Because it's that kind of day. It has been that kind of week. And I figured it would end well to do that song. But before we do that song, we'll do another song. And I'm playing just a little sharp again. Which goes against every instinct I have as to what happens if you beat on ukulele strings often enough. They're supposed to go flat, but they go sharp. Defenestration, yeah. Ooh, even better. But the next song I'm going to do is a original song that I wrote that I fully intend to perform for certain parts of certain cast groups at certain festivals. The California Fairs did not have fae or fairies much when I was working them. The Great Christmas Fair of Charles Dickens, London does. And what's funny is the way that it works is that only certain people at Faire in the cast can see the fairies at Dickens Fair. I could because I'm a magician and therefore touched in the head. Edgar Allan Poe could see them. Charles Dickens, sometimes not. Kind of interesting. But there it is. So this is I Couldn't Run Away with the Fae. And it starts in D, like many Irish songs do. It's either D or A, and we decided to go with D. Refenestration. You throw someone into a building, is that refenestration? There's a little extra something in the song today. I'll sing it. My life was a shambles, I wished I were dead. I decided to live with the fairies instead. So I found me a circle, a space I had known. When I pled my case, the fairies had flown. That old bugger off left me all on my own. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair and away from me. I went to a mushroom ring out in the field, left cakes and honey and hoped it would yield a chance to leave my world and live with the fae. Cakes, honey, and fairies were all gone next day. Them bloody cheap fatties had all run away. The dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. I got it. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair and away from me. Why? Well, the queen of the fairies, she heard my lament. In a big cloud of glitter, she popped up and went. We've heard your petition, but have to say nay. Stop begging to get us to haul you away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair and away from me. I asked why I could not flee into the fae. She said, for you, boy, although you can't go that way. Said, you are a rare one, but we'll tell you true. Immortal life's complex enough without you. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair and away from me. You know we've been watching your note far and wide. I said that's a bit on the stalkerish side. Can't live here forever, you can fit it, you see. Just remember the K-turns BYOB. We ain't getting you on a technicality. The dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair and away from me. I'll try that again and get it right this time. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair and away, the fair and away, the fair and away from me. Oh my god, my sister snuck in without me noticing. Hey, Jill. There she goes. One of my sisters. I have two of them. It's true. Oh, the fair are friendly. They're also sarcastic and a little obnoxious. That is all right. Today's show has been a little more caffeinated than usual. I think that's part of my issue. Wasn't really relaxing as much. Although I will be relaxing for the last song, because the last song, as you all know, if you have been to the shows before, is a therapeutic song. I Couldn't Run Away with the Fae is a therapeutic song, but much in the drunk and resentful way. On the other hand, this next song, which is the moment you've all been waiting for, the final song in the Tobias the Adequate Troubadork show, was originally written as a very short commercial jingle for my friend Alan, who portrays Oscar Hasselhoff, German Master of Defense from Dresden, the city which will live, stand forever. Yeah. And he has a school of sword that he holds at certain fairs and festivals over various places. The current pandemic situation has made it a little more challenging. He's engaged in other activities right now, but he also had a informative booklet. This booklet right over here, right there, which depicts the manual of defense and the famous Hasselhoff maneuver, which is described right there in the book itself. Yeah. And you see, when I begin to speak of it, I begin to adopt this strange, almost light and whimsical, happy, little Bavarian accent, yeah. Then I have to put on the hat. Because I wish to sing to you now, children, a happy little song. A song about gambling, drunkenness, and defenestration, yeah. I was gambling in Helsinki, down upon mine luck. Oh, a lot of these big Flemish guys, I felt that I was stuck. I thought I was gonna sure surrounded by mine foes. Then I remembered Hasselhoff, and he solved all mine woes. What he wrote is very informative manual of defense in which he depicts the Hasselhoff maneuver, which goes like this. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Well, I made my way out of there, and I fled down to the bar. I happily sipped lager, maybe 2 or 15 jars. Some massive Swedish mercenary spoke ill of my ma. I did not think I could escape this peril quite unscarred. And then I remembered I had my manual of defense right here. And I said, all right, just a moment, please. I opened up the manual. I pulled out the bookmark. Very important to keep a bookmark. I very carefully put the bookmark back in, put the manual back in my back pocket. All right, we're good now. Then I grabbed him by the crotch, and I threw him out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. I had gathered quite a crowd by the great feat I did perform. I ordered me another round, for I had grown quite warm. Then time to pay the bill came, please, for credit were all scorned. And so I tried to stand mine ground, mine fate was quite forewarned. For it turns out, in this very tavern, you will not believe this, the man himself, Oscar Hasselhoff, currently between wars, was hired on as a temporary bouncer. I was thrilled. The gates, would you please sign my booklet? It took a moment for us to find a crayon, and then he very, very carefully signed it. To Tobias. Good luck. Then he grabbed me by the crotch, and he threw me out the window. Oh, that was darn effective, I thought, as I was passing through. He grabbed me by the crotch, and he threw me out the window. Yes, it seems defenestration works on me as well as you. Everyone happy, children, sing, yeah? Just grab them by the crotch, und then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get about whatever makes you blue. Don't read the credits! Grab me by the crotch and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Grab them by the crotch and throw them out the window. Available wherever violent books are sold. And so we come to the end of the extended, protracted boating accident, which is this episode of the Tobias the Adequate Troubadork non-commute show. Well, any show you can get away with, any show you can walk away from at the end is a good one. Yes, grab them by the crotch and throw them out the window. It does have a lovely, happy sing-along chorus. And I would love to have a happy little chorus of children singing along, scaring the hell out of everyone else around us. It'll be fun. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the 4th week in April. This is a 5-week month. But next Saturday, the Saturday after this one, will be the first Saturday in May. And we're going to go on a little excursion, we are. And we'll see how that goes. But until that time, folks, thank you so much for hanging out with me once again. Without y'all here, what I do is even harder to explain. And definitely harder to justify. I will continue to do this most Mondays through Thursdays, 4:30 to about 5-ish. Until such time as our circumstances change and it requires a change of schedule. Anyway, we do live in a capitalistic society, so I do have a few things to get through, and the first of which is, of course, the tip jars over here. PayPal.me/theadequate and Venmo @theadequate. And I thank Alicia, Eric, Robert, Rick, Emily, and Miranda for throwing some bucks in the bucket there. And supporting Tobias the Adequate and Adequacy in our lifetime. Those of you who wish to support Adequacy on a more long-term basis, you mad creatures you can go to patreon.com/theadequate. And basically you pledge to send $1 or more per month, and it's automatically debited. It's just like I don't know, think of it like a gym membership where you actually want to attend it occasionally. And I want to thank Jen, Joe, Alexi, Austin, Chris, Teppo, Shay, Linda, Ann, Stephen, Rob, Alicia, Relly, BK, Richard, Brian, Lorene, and my past, present, and hopefully future Patreon patrons for supporting Adequacy in our lifetime. I also do previews of songs. When I do a studio recording, I will put it out there first for y'all. I did the Cosmic Mix of Space Burrito for the Patreon patrons first. And I have my one-take wonder of the SOS Sailing Orientation song on Patreon. I'm going to be putting out on SoundCloud shortly. Speaking of which, you can find everything else over here at theadequate.com. Then I'm at theadequate on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am at Tobias the Adequate on TikTok and Tumblr. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre for all the recorded stuff, including the 4-part harmony version of Business Goose, the 4-part harmony version of Reaver, Johnny Reaver, which does have a fight in the middle of the song, just like you like it. The bizarre entity known as Ham, and a bunch of other stuff that I've recorded, including the one that really kind of got me in trouble and started in this whole thing, which is my one blues take as half-assed Lemony Fresh Pledge, and the blues tune, I Got No Pants. I can't explain it any clearer than that. Of course, there's also THUD Bucket, which is death metal you can laugh at. You can find that out there on any music service with the word music in it, or thudbucket.bandcamp.com. Also, you can check out THUD Bucket on Facebook and on YouTube. We have 4 videos, with more videos coming as soon as we figure out how to do them, because we are separated by half a bloody continent. And, well, that's about it. That's enough out of me. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be kind. Be safe. Be careful. Be silly. Be generous when you can. Because I like you. That's about right. Thank you for hanging out with me again. We will do this again next Monday, barring force majeure. Y'all have been wonderful. I have been Tobias the Adequate. This has been my hat. And thank you for encouraging my behavior. And I will see you next time